It has come out that Katie Hobbs directed Twitter to censor free speech while serving as Arizona's Secretary of State. It seems like all Democrats are involved in election interference anymore, doesn't it? And censorship against anyone or anything that hurts their cause. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back. So according to court documents, while serving as Secretary of State, the governor-elect, Katie Hobbs, directed Twitter's content control. And why not? I mean, I believe the entire Democrat Party is guilty of this at some way or another, right? If they didn't do it, they got someone else to do it. So far, we have information that the Biden campaign, the DNC, the FBI, and the Office of the Director of National Intelligence have all conspired and colluded to push social media sites to censor conservative speech that would harm their candidates or their party. There is nothing more despicable than that in politics. And let me tell you something. Misinformation and disinformation is actually protected speech, especially because it's not up to the government to decide what is misinformation, what is disinformation, because in nearly every case that they have censored people on social media for misinformation or disinformation, it was just truthful information or it was information that differed from what the leftist narrative was. Well, it's not illegal, and it is protected speech. Okay? You ever notice that the Marxists always want to change the definitions of words? Like, think about it. If a conservative says something, like if a conservative, I don't know, if he misappropriates someone's personal pronouns, right? Well, they call that violence. That's violence, right? If you do misinformation about someone, that's violence. Okay, where it's not violence at all. Yet, real violence from the left, okay, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, oh no, that's protected First Amendment free speech. That's just free speech, right? That's their free expression, real violence, all right? You know, burning stores down, looting, attacking, that's free speech. But God forbid you say something they don't like. No, that's violence. Bullshit. So according to court records that were just revealed, Katie Hobbs' office requested that the Center for Information Security analyze 2 tweets posted by an account with just 21 followers. First of all, the Center for Internet Security bills itself as a forward-thinking nonprofit that harnesses the power of a global IT community to safeguard public and private organizations against cyber tweets. So then why did Katie Hobbs ask this organization to go after 2 tweets that were not cyber threats? What the hell do these snowflakes consider cyber threats anyway? Cyber threats are when you're pulling a scam online on someone, like if you're trying to hack into a system. Or cyber threats are not posting a tweet with information that you may or may not like, depending on the person's information and on your belief system of that information. It's not a cyber threat. I mean, this company says that they are focused on improving public and private sector cybersecurity readiness and response. So I guess Katie Hobbs thought that it was just a frightening emergency that the 2 tweets were up on Twitter out of the billions of tweets up there that said things that she didn't like. So within 30 minutes, apparently, the organization contacted Twitter, which vowed to escalate the situation. Oh, it's very important. There's 2 tweets that must come down. Twitter fixed the problem a few hours later by censoring both tweets and removing them. The exchange took place the day after January 6th. How do you like that? We had a tweet that went out by Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, who I just adore, of Georgia. And she wrote, the SOS Secretary of State of Arizona and governor candidate Katie Hobbs used the power of the Arizona Secretary of State's office to collude with Twitter to unconstitutionally violate First Amendment rights of Americans for her own political gain. This is communism, and Hobbs cannot be governor. I'm calling for a federal investigation. Now, of course, all the leftists attacked MTG, but she's right. I mean, she's right. Marxism is silencing the opposition. She did use the power of her office to violate people's First Amendment rights. Now, Katie Hobbs argued, these messages falsely assert that the voter registration system is owned and operated by foreign actors. How is that a cybersecurity threat? This is an attempt to further undermine confidence in the election institution of Arizona. I think Katie Hobbs at this point did enough on her own serving as Secretary of State to further undermine confidence in the election institution in Arizona. Okay, so now leftists are coming out of the woodwork trying to say, oh, well, it's just the DNC, a private organization, and the Biden campaign, private organization. There was no government entities involved. Oh, really? Really? Do we know that yet? Okay, well, be that as it may, and let's put that aside, okay? What about all the weekly censorship meetings that the Biden administration has had with the tech tyrants? Okay, what about the fact that Mark Zuckerberg of Facebook admitted to Joe Rogan on his podcast that the FBI came to him and said, censor this Hunter Biden story. Look out for that story. It's coming. It's Russian disinformation. How the hell would they know it was Russian disinformation? How would they know that? Okay. Yeah, but then you have dumbasses that come forward and go, well, Trump was president when that happened. Yeah, like Donald Trump actually wanted Twitter to censor the Hunter Biden laptop story. Get real. Here you go. Eric Schmidt, breaking. In our deposition of FBI agent Elvis Chan on Tuesday, we found that the FBI plays a big role in working with social media companies to censor speech, from weekly meetings with social media companies ahead of the 2020 election to asks for account takedowns. Chan, the FBI's FITF, whatever that is, and senior CISA officials had meetings with social media companies in the lead up to the 2020 election, in which Chan personally told the social media companies that there could potentially be a Russian hack and leak operation shortly before the election. Come on, folks. So now they're going to say, oh, well, we're going to censor this because it could be something evil. No, you don't get to do that anymore. So now with this Katie Hobbs revelation of using the power of her office to censor someone's free speech because she didn't like what they were saying, and she made up a little reason for it that most people would go, oh, well, okay, I want the government to do it. No, you don't get the right to censor someone's speech because you don't like it. Okay? You don't. All right? But now we have more and more evidence that Democrats from all levels of government are doing this. They're using the power of their office to harm people's constitutional rights. We can't let them get away with that. All right? I mean, think about it. I knew the Democrats were a bunch of scumbags, but I never thought they would go that far. Remember the days when the liberals were the ones who were champions for free speech? Down with the man. Well, now they are the man, aren't they? So that's it. Thanks a lot. Thanks for being with us. And we'll see you in the next one.